Okay, let's dive into this one. Imagine two absolute titans of music. You've got Sir Paul McCartney,
The Beatle.
and then John Ozzy Osbourne, Prince of Darkness. I mean, you'd think their worlds would never collide, right?
Completely different universes, seemingly. But what's so fascinating here is how this one brief meeting just outside a studio in New York back in 2001,
Right?
it became this sort of legendary moment, and it all hinged on this single kind of disarming question from McCartney.
Totally cut through all the, the fame and the persona. So today, that's what we're doing, a deep dive into that specific moment. It's really a story about an anecdote, isn't it?
It is, and an unlikely connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, our mission really is to understand how this botched burglary from Ozzy's teenage years
Yep, the infamous one.
became the key, the surprising key to this rapport between them.
So we'll look at that story, Ozzy's side of things, his, reverence for the Beatles, which went way back.
Decades back. And we'll really dissect that exact exchange, how it went from just a fan meeting his hero to something, well, more human. It shows even legends have these pasts, these moments.
Okay, so let's set that scene a bit more. Before all the stadiums, before the whole Prince of Darknesses thing kicked off, what was life actually like for Ozzy growing up in Aston? Wasn't smooth sailing, I gather.
Oh, far from it. Born in 48, struggled a lot in school, dyslexia, left when he was 15,
Right.
and sort of drifted into petty crime. And he famously said he was, well, pretty useless at it, to put it mildly.
Okay.
This attempt to burgle a local clothes shop, I mean, it was almost comical, wasn't it?
Totally. The gloves?
Yeah, the gloves with the fingers cut out, left his prints everywhere,
Of
naturally.
course. So caught pretty quick then.
Oh, yeah, within about 3 weeks. Classic.
And the story goes his dad refused to pay the fine, right? To teach him a lesson.
Exactly. So Ozzy, 17, ends up doing 6 weeks in Winson Green Prison in Birmingham.
Wow. 6 weeks.
He said himself it certainly curbed my career in burglary.
I bet. It sounds like that failure, that slightly ridiculous failure, actually pushed him towards music. Close one door, opened another.
Absolutely crucial. And it's not like some hidden shame, He's talked about it openly for years. It's part of his story, that turning point that led him eventually to Black Sabbath.
Okay, and speaking of music, where do the Beatles fit in? Because he talks about She Loves You like it was a lightning bolt moment.
Oh, massively profound. He was about 14 or 15, heard She Loves You, and he described it like going to bed, seeing black and white, and waking up, boom, everything's in color.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and that kicked off decades of basically hero worship. He even said meeting Paul McCartney would be like meeting Jesus Christ. Gives you an idea of the nerves, right?
Definitely sets the stage for that meeting in October 2001, outside the Howard Stern show, I think. There's video of it, isn't there?
There is, yeah. You can see Ozzy, he's visibly starstruck. He finally gets face to face with McCartney.
What does he say? He must be struggling for words.
He kind of blurts out something like, "It's great to meet you, man. It's been a lifetime ambition. You guys made me start music." Standard fan stuff, but really heartfelt.
Yeah.
And then, this is the brilliant part, McCartney just leans in, big smile, totally knows what he's doing, and asks, clear as day, after the burglary.
Oh, brilliant. Just like that.
Just like that. And
Yeah.
you see Ozzy just deflate with relief. He bursts out laughing, confirms, yeah, the burglary.
He knew. McCartney actually knew the story.
Knew the details. Ozzy apparently even added something like, "I love that story with the gloves with no fingers," confirming Paul knew that specific comical bit. Instantly changed everything.
No longer fan and idol, just two guys sharing a laugh about, a failed robbery.
Exactly. And it didn't just end there. Ozzy later asked McCartney to play bass on one of his tracks, Dreamer.
Did he do it?
No, Paul politely declined, but Ozzy was still just thrilled he even considered it, And later, when Ozzy won a Grammy, McCartney apparently reached out to congratulate him. Ozzy called that very, very special.
So that connection kind of continued. What about this story with McCartney's song Fine Line a few years later?
Right, 2004. Ozzy hears McCartney's song Fine Line and apparently, just joking around, thought, "That's a great tune, I think I'll nick it."
Ozzy being Ozzy.
Totally. Word gets back to McCartney, who then sends Ozzy this letter saying something like, "Thanks for not nicking Fine Line, Ozzy," and that led to them actually exchanging emails.
Amazing. So the burglary joke became this running theme almost.
Kind of. It didn't make them equals exactly. Ozzy still had that reverence, but it set this comfortable dynamic. McCartney set the tone, warm, knowing, and Ozzy played along within that. Mutual respect.
So where does this leave us? What's the takeaway here? That moment after the burglary,
Hmm.
it feels like it was about more than just knowing a fact.
Oh, absolutely. It was empathy, wasn't it? McCartney knowing that specific, vulnerable, slightly embarrassing detail. It was like saying, I see the whole story. I see the kid from Birmingham, not just the rock star.
Right, acknowledging that the failure of that burglary was actually critical. It led him to music.
Precisely. That comical low point was foundational.
This whole story, it really just highlights the power of, sharing something real,
Hmm.
even if it's a bit embarrassing, right? Like those stupid gloves with the fingers cut out.
Exactly. That shared vulnerability. Genuine connection isn't always in the big public stuff. It's in those small, authentic details.
It's quite a testament, really.
Yeah.
Sometimes the best way to connect, even with someone you see as a god, is to remind them of a time they were just human. Hilariously human, maybe.
It really is. And maybe this makes you think, for you listening, what surprising, authentic bit of your own story or someone else's, could be the thing that unlocks a connection you weren't expecting. Something to mull over.